Let's talk a little bit about Saros cycles and the Metonic cycle. Do you use both? Or I know you mentioned the Metonic cycle is key to your work. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the difference between the Saros cycle and the Metonic cycle is not just a difference of 1 year, although it is that the Saros cycle is an 18-year cycle and the Metonic cycle is an 19-year cycle. The Saros cycle to me is the long game of history because it unfolds over centuries. Whereas the Metonic cycle is maybe going to be closer to about, let me think how many, it's in the neighborhood of 80 years or something like that. But the reason I use the Metonic cycle is you get repeats of exactly the same degree on a regular basis every 19 years. And I think I was telling you before we started recording that if you have a birthday on April 8th, of course, we just had an eclipse at that degree. But if you look back 19 years on the April 8th, sure enough, there is a solar eclipse at that degree. To me, that's very significant because that's my focus. I'm a natal astrologer and I want to see where it falls in their chart and what it's aspecting. If it's in the same house aspecting the same natal planets every 19 years, it's important to me
Yes.
to look at. Whereas the Saros cycle is great. And I have Bernadette Brady's wonderful book, Predictive Astrology, The Eagle and the Lark, where she tracked back to the first eclipse in each of these Saros cycles and looked at the chart for them and delineates the whole energy of that Saros cycle based on that chart, which I
With
have no problem
midpoints,
with.
with midpoints,
It's
yes.
fascinating. She's brilliant. It's great work. I have not found as much as I wanted to on a natal level. I have not found the resonance of those delineations for me super predictably. So I respect it. I think it's interesting. I think for mundane astrologers, it must be spectacular. For me, with my time span with people of 80, 90 years, whatever it is, I just don't always find that it gives me the information that I'm looking for.